Today we have a little bit of a different video than our normal videos. Normally we talk about tools and DIY things and all kinds of cool stuff like that. And today we're still going to be talking about something very cool, but it's a little bit different because it is a digital lock. It's a lock or a deadbolt for the door on my shop. Years ago I invested in a digital lock because, well, a couple of reasons. A, I kept forgetting to lock my shop afterwards, and it was very nice to be able to let people into my shop when I was not around my home. And I'm also very forgetful, and that lock performed auto locking, so I never left my shop unlocked. Unfortunately, over the past month, that lock has ceased to function. It's getting old, it doesn't work anymore, I have to reboot it every now and then, and it's just not as reliable as it should be. So when AKAGear reached out to me and asked if I would review their lock, I said sure, because, well, A, I needed a lock, and this one has some really cool features. Inside the box, you're going to find everything you need to replace your deadbolt, and that is what this lock does. It is a deadbolt replacement, but unlike a standard deadbolt, you can unlock this 4 different ways. You can unlock it with a key. There are 2 supplied. You can unlock it with the app on your phone. It'll also do fingerprint recognition, and it'll do a code entry. So if you have a friend or a family that's coming over and you want to give them a temporary code, you could certainly do that. You could also let them enter their fingerprints for future access, or you could give them access to the app, or you could just give them a key. So you have lots of entry options with this particular lock. And something else I found in the box is this card telling us that we can get a 2-year free warranty on this particular product. Now, one other thing that I do want to mention before we install this product and see just how well it works is it does come in 2 different colors. You can get this in satin nickel, or you can get it in a black, as you see here. The first thing that I have noticed is the instructions are fantastic. They're on really large paper, they're very clear, there are colored pictures. Whoever wrote the manual took some time, and they've made this a really easy install for us. The first thing we need to do is remove all of the old hardware. And again, this is a deadbolt, so we're replacing both the front and back side and the latch. And the latch they provided us is adjustable, just like most of these. You give them a little twist and pull out and make it the size that you need. Mine requires the longer latch. There is a little arrow located on the corner that tells you this needs to point up. So we need to install the latch just like this. And the company does provide all of the screws and hardware and everything needed required to install this lock. So it should be pretty simple. It is recommended that you install a new striker plate. I'm going to try to use the existing striker plate that's already installed in the frame, but I am replacing this door in about a month, so I'm going to keep the old striker plate just in case I need it. So now we're going to install the keypad. It's pretty simple. All you have to do is just push it into place. Make sure you take the cable that is provided and slip it underneath the latch. Give it a nice firm push and it'll just stay in place. And now we need to take this plate and put it in place. This will hold everything together until we get the box, or the brains, so to speak, mounted on the outside. It is held on with 2 screws, and there is a little logo down here in the corner that has an up arrow. This also lets you know this is the side of the plate that faces you as you're installing it. Slip that cable through the big square hole, and using the provided screws, snug everything up. You don't want to over tighten it, but you want to make it tight enough so that the plate doesn't want to pivot on its own and everything just feels nice and tight. And now we need to install the inside locking mechanism. There is a plug right here that is going to receive the plug that you tucked through this plate. And when you put all of this together, you need to make sure that your knob is pointing straight up and that the latch is pulled in so that this piece is horizontal. That way everything lines up and goes together really easy. That plug just shoves into place, and you'll hear a little bit of a click, and then it won't come back out. It only goes in one way, so you don't have to worry about putting it in backwards. Underneath the battery compartment, you're going to find a place to put 2 screws. They are also provided and clearly marked in the packaging. Once you have everything lined up, you're just going to tighten those screws up. And again, just snug them up a little bit. Don't over tighten them. All we need to do at this point is install the batteries and put the battery cover back on. And you're going to notice that the lock will self-calibrate itself. And it said it was successful. I don't know if you could hear that, but it'll talk to you and let you know that it is ready to use. You can put your cover back on. And now we're ready to download the software and set this up for us. Now, one important thing, something that I did not do, but I plan on replacing these batteries with a good quality set of batteries. You really don't want them to corrode up and ruin your lock. So maybe a good set of lithium batteries. That way you have a little insurance that when they do go bad, they won't leak and ruin the lock itself. The basic features where you can add your fingerprint or add or remove codes can be done without the app. However, the manufacturer recommends using the app because it's easier. And just like any other app that you install, you can either go to the store or scan the QR code and just install that app like you would any other app. Once you have that app installed, it is really simple to make this lock work with it. The app will walk you all the way through in a very simple process, making this extraordinarily easy to set up, which is a whole lot easier than the old lock that I had installed on this door before. Once you open the app up, you're going to see a slider at the bottom, and the way this works is you slide it to the lock position, just like that, and the lock will lock. And if you slide it to the right position, it'll unlock. Scrolling through the menu, you can see where you can add a temporary code, you can do your member management, there is some smart scene settings. I don't really know what that is, but that might be something you're interested in. Now this does work by Bluetooth, and as you can see here, the history section shows that we've been connecting to this lock by Bluetooth, and that's because we're near it with our phone. You can program more than one finger per user, so I have programmed my index finger and my thumb, but to use the lock, it's pretty simple. You can lock the lock just by pressing the lock button from the outside. And to unlock the lock, all you have to do is take one of those programmed fingers and put it into this circle right here. And now the door is unlocked. You can also unlock it by using a PIN, and in this case I have a 6-digit PIN programmed into my user account. That PIN can be between 6 and 8 digits. We're just going to use 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and press the unlock button, and it unlocked. And if you really wanted to use a key, you can absolutely do that as well. So once again, the lock is made by AKAGear. I will put an affiliate link to this lock down below. And what are my final thoughts? Well, I really like this lock. It was really easy to install, as you could see. The application worked really well. There really was no hiccups at all. It could not be easier to put this lock on. A lot of these smart locks, you kind of fidget with the app a little bit and you get a little bit frustrated. This one really installed extremely simple. It was really easy to use and I really like it. If at any time in the future I find a problem with this lock, I will put it in a pinned comment down below. If you like these types of videos, don't forget to like and subscribe. Take a look at some of my other videos. At the very least, you might be entertained.